The group then broke up. On Tuesday 15th June, Calvi and Vittor flew by private plane from Innsbruck, Austria to Gatwick Airport in Surrey, England. Carboni and the two girls went for a holiday in Amsterdam. Calvi passed through immigration at Gatwick without difficulty. He and Vittor then took a taxi to London flat that had been arranged for them by Kunz. They went to Chelsea Cloisters in Sloane Avenue, Chelsea, a block of small apartments. Carboni and Klenzig sisters came to London on 16th June. They arrived at Heathrow in the afternoon and booked into Hilton International Hotel in Park Lane. So the sisters booked into Hilton while the others were in a block of flats, like an apartment. So in other words, they went to Chelsea Cloisters in Sloane Avenue. So Calvi, the late Mr. Calvi was cornered. If you coin a phrase, he was cornered in a block of flats, while the other two sisters who came with them came to London on 16th, and they didn't want to come together. If they on Tuesday 15th to Gatwick, so two came by on Tuesday, would have Calvi or would have guessed or asked them, why are they going to Hilton and why are we going to Sloane Avenue? Right, Hotel Park Lane. Calvi and Vittor came to meet them, but Calvi refused to go into the hotel for fear that he would be recognized. Okay. His sudden illegal... I don't think Calvi was fear of him being recognized, going into a hotel in London, no one knows him. He probably felt ashamed. He's sitting in Sloane Avenue and all of a sudden the two girls are... you have this pride in you, don't you? His sudden illegal departure had been noticed and written about in papers throughout Europe. He was a wanted man. Calvi spent the penultimate night of his life in Chelsea Cloisters with Vittor in the next room. The following day, Vittor and the girls went first to a nearby restaurant, the Brasserie, and then to Queen's Arms pub, while Calvi stayed in the flat telephoning. Although Vittor said that Calvi did not seem frightened, he agreed that the banker and had insisted that Vittor ring him every 20 minutes while he was away from the flat, and that he knocked 3 times when he wanted to come in. There was only one key to the flat, which was held continuously and tenaciously by Calvi. At one stage, about 9 p.m, according to the girls, Calvi himself came into the pub. It was the last time anyone admitted to seeing him alive. He seemed anxious and distraught, they said, and kept asking for Carboni. Still Carboni did not come. The sisters were fuming in the pub, and Vittor and Calvi were fuming in Chelsea Cloisters. Then at about 11 p.m, Carboni arrived in the foyer of Chelsea Cloisters and rang the flat on the house telephone. Vittor answered, and Carboni told him that he was in the foyer and ordered him down. When Vittor passed this message to Calvi, he said Calvi did not want to know and told me to tell Carboni to come up. But Carboni did not go up to the flat. Instead, Vittor went down, leaving Calvi alone. He met Carboni in the hall, and the two men went off to see the girls. So this is all, around two girls, you know what I mean? The whole thing here, this episode is concerning seeing or not seeing two girls. It's of no relevance to anybody, you know what I mean? It's just about seeing two girls. Carboni and the girls then took a taxi to, what's the big deal, you know what I mean? They make a big mountain out of seeing some girl or some girls, I don't know why. Carboni and the girls then took a taxi. Can't they get women or what? Carboni and the girls then took a taxi to Sheridan Hotel near Heathrow, where they spent the rest of the night. Vittor, according to his evidence, turned back to Chelsea Cloisters and took the lift to the flat. He estimated it was about midnight and that he had been away for about 3/4 of an hour. He knocked 3 times, but there was no reply. He knocked again and again, but there was still no answer. Thinking Calvi had gone out for something to eat, he went downstairs to get a duplicate key, which was eventually produced by a porter and housekeeper. The housekeeper who gave evidence put the time of this rather later than did Vittor, at between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. If that time is right, there may be a crucial gap of an hour that Vittor has not explained. Vittor let himself in and found the flat in perfect order. He lay down to sleep and spent a fitful night. There were no telephone calls and he rang no one. Early next morning, when there had still been no word, Vittor panicked. Without leaving even a note for the porters, he left Chelsea Cloisters. He took a taxi to Heathrow and boarded the first flight bound for Vienna. Meanwhile, as Roberto Calvi's body was being removed from the scaffolding, Carboni and the Klenzig sisters were still in the Sheraton Hotel, Heathrow. The two women immediately flew home to Austria. Carboni's story was that he rang Chelsea Cloisters and was rather surprised to get no reply. He went to the Heston house of an English girl he knew, Odette Morris, and asked her to interpret for him for the day. They went to Chelsea Hotel and Carboni made a lot of telephone calls. Now, Mr. Calvi, this is like a fit of Mr. Calvi that I am making a picture of. Now, this man, Mr. Calvi, the late Mr. Calvi, he is a banker. He's been studying, and he's become a banker, from cashier moving up and up to president, and a very high-ranking person. Now, when he's sitting on the seat as president, everyone respects him, right? All his family respect him, even his enemies envy and respect him, and the women respect him. Now, then he does this act of 16 million lira fine that he got and a 4-year prison sentence, which drops him in the eyes of everybody. Then, to further drop him in the eyes of everybody, Mr. Carboni, where is he? Using Carboni's extensive underworld contacts. Now, this Carboni then made him drop even further in everyone's eyes. If for example, if somebody is walking down a street and he's alone, everyone would respect him, looking at him, always saying, "Good evening, sir." But if same man is walking down the street with 2 boxers, what's going to happen? They're going to disrespect him, aren't they? And then, say if something happens to him, say if he dies, people are going to say, "Oh, he was with them 2 boxers, he's dead." So, I will continue this later. Thank you very much.